Yo, what's going on, everybody? Are we live? I think so. Just give me a heads up in the comment if you can hear us, if you can see us. I'm just gonna post. I've got Ish with me today. I'm just gonna post a message in the Discord. Tell everyone that we're live right now.
Just looking for the link.
If you're in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, you need to get in the Discord. There's a link. I think there's a link. I left it below in the description. So you can head there, and we're sharing designs. We're chatting to people in there about this process. I'm just gonna share it on Discord. One second. Chatting to people in there about this process. Here we go. It doesn't tell you on here.
How many people in it?
Yeah. All right, guys. Can I get a comment? How is the connection? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Let us know. Let me turn this off. Are you in there?
Mm-hmm. 7 people. Aris, my guy.
Yes. All right, they're coming through. Aris, what's going on? Make a statement. Mac34, LJ, Douglas Costa. Thank you for joining. All right, cool.
Douglas Costa.
Fraser, what's going on? All right, cool, guys. We're getting to it. So hopefully you can hear me okay, and you can see this little setup here we've got. So today we're gonna get into some designs and get into some sketching. So if you were here last week, I'll do a quick recap. If you were here last week, we ran through our If you were here last week, we ran through our minimum viable sneaker process. So the idea here is starting a shoe brand. We know it costs a lot of money. It's inaccessible for most of us. At the same time, it's our dreams. It's what we want to do. With shoemaking, we can massively reduce those costs. And this process, this idea is taken from the MVP, minimum viable product strategy from the tech industry. The idea is if you have your ideas, your designs, if you can make shoes and you're a shoemaker, you can then make them. If you can make them, you can then start to seed your brand. You can put your brand out there, put your product out there, grow your audience. And when you post it, you can learn, you can get feedback, you can build early adopters, and then you feed that back into your ideas, and then you just rinse and repeat, and you keep going through this cycle. The idea being, once you've got through like 10 pairs of shoes, your audience is growing, you're at a stage where you have an audience you can now sell to, and you've massively de-risked the business in terms of financing any further manufacturing. So that's what we're really about at Undersea School is giving you guys like the skills and the knowledge, resources, community to start your own brands. It's what we're passionate about. And yeah, we make the Jordans, the Nike shoes that we do. We feel like that's the step one to get into that position where you can go on and do your own thing and start your own brand. So we're going to teach you that over the coming weeks. We're going to do it live, and we're going to do it ourselves, the LSS shoe. So if you were with us last week, we went through a few things before we got into design. We talked about the brand, the LSS brand. Then we talked about this, which is essentially our product strategy. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but what we have here is a timeline of different design eras, I want to say, from the 70s, 80s to the 90s. Our insight on this, having made a lot of these shoes, is that shoes from the 70s, we're going to do 3 shoes for the LSS shoe. We're going to do one as a tutorial shoe. The first one, it'll be the easy mode. It'll be an Oxford shoe, very similar to the construction methods found in a Cortez or a Blazer, these very simple shoes. Then we'll do an intermediate one. That's going to be more in line with a Jordan 1, a Dunk, where the construction, it's a derby construction. It gets a little bit more complex. And then we'll do a third one. We'll do an expert mode, more inspired from shoes in the 90s, where design as a thing that you do in business, it wasn't until the 90s when that was really utilized and it became a USP of Nike's. Before, you'll notice Air Jordan 1s, they look like a lot of the Nike shoes at the time. It's because design wasn't really valued in that same way. And then Tinker Hatfield came into the company, and yeah, the rest is history. Design just went crazy from there. So that's where we're at. That's our product strategy. And then the references we have, This is like our mood board and inspiration. These images are a bit small. Maybe if I bring them a bit closer. But in this, we've got like these few key areas, taking inspiration from the culture of boots and wear and tear, and creating products that as you wear them more, they feel richer. They sort of they wear away, and the leather, it's high quality leather, so it really like molds to your foot and it creates a really nice texture. And you get this in boots, and you really saw that with the GPS shoe from Tom Sachs, and people posting their shoes all battered up. And then like dunks as well, the skate your dunks hashtag. We'll take a lot of inspiration from that, from repair itself and the trend of resoling, which I'm happy to say is having a bit of a moment right now. Thinking about how we can create a design that people can repair or resell if they wanted to. And then we just got a few like design inspiration bits here, some Nike ACG stuff, some Nike considered stuff from the 2000s. And I'm going to be referencing this as I design now. And then our product values, finally, before I get into the sketching, the fun bit. What's going on, Troy? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Our product values, we got 3. So the first one is like, we want to create a shoe, and the tagline is going to be, it's made to be made. So the LSS shoe, we're going to open source the patterns. They'll be free. We encourage you to download it, remix it, make it yourself. Use it as a base layer for your own brand. Start with that pattern and evolve it and make your own thing. We'll never sue anyone for making a LSS shoe. And if people start making fakes, whatever. It's a good problem to have. So we've got this idea of difficulty mode. So there'll be 3 shoes, and we'll have a beginner, intermediate, and expert. Then our second like product value is wear and tear. So how can we create a shoe that encourages wear and tear? That the more people wear it, the more value it is, and the more they value it, and they want to get repaired. They don't want to throw it away. Or they don't even want to buy a fresh pair. They just like love the pair because they've worn it in so much. That's quite new to sneaker culture, but like, can we do that with certain materials and a design that really plays into that? And then the third thing is repairable and customizable. Can we create a shoe that can actually technically be repaired easily? Most sneakers are based off athletic shoes, trainers. They're designed to be thrown away after a month's use. If you're an athlete, you're a runner, you're getting new shoes every month. If you're running through them, if you're a basketball player in the NBA, you're wearing a fresh pair every game. This is sneakers. This is what they're designed for. Doesn't make sense because we're just wearing these shoes to our office every single day. Like we're not. I mean, I'm not playing sports in these. So yeah, can we design a shoes that's repairable and customizable? So this is our product values, and I'll have these right here. And today we're just going to run through some sketches. Like it's basically my process for kicking off design ideas and how to get ideas flowing. I'm hoping it might be useful. I'll share some techniques with you and like tips on how I do that. I've been sketching shoes for a long time, and my original job as a designer was a footwear designer. But don't let that put you off if you're not a good sketcher. This isn't really about making a pretty drawing. It's just about communicating your ideas to yourself and then to your team. And really, like, I think design is at its best when it's a conversation. So like you're having a conversation on the paper, you're thinking about ideas, you're asking questions, and the sketches will be a way to do that. So don't worry about the quality of the sketch. It doesn't matter. Put this under here. Cool. Okay, so that's the intro. Who's still with me? We've still got people in the chat. Laurenti by Bron, what's going on?
Yep. Salva Coppola.
And Isha's going to be sketching as well, working on his designs.
What's next? What to do next?
Okay, so where's my underlay? So if you want to sketch shoes, trainers, this is where I recommend starting. The most important thing when you're sketching is not really the quality of your sketch. It's okay if your sketch isn't great. Oh, hang on, I've just lost the connection to the camera. Why did that happen? Damn it. Hang on, everyone. I take it you can't see my camera right now.
Shut the audio.
So this is moving. Yeah. That's your camera. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear us? See us? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Sound has gone as well. Overhead is back. All right, let's just give this a minute. Well, I think it's lagging.
Oh, it's back.
Okay, Douglas, thank you. So can you hear us? Can you see us? Can you see the overhead? I think we're back in action. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Technical issues. So as I was saying, okay, when you're starting sketching, the most important thing is not the quality of your sketch, but one thing you can make sure is correct is your proportions of your shoe. It's super important and it's super easy to make to keep your proportions true to the actual shoe. So what I've got here is this black line is an outline of the Air Max 1 last. And then this red line is the silhouette of the upper sitting on the last. As you can see, it's like a little bit more padded out here because of the cushioning and just the shape of the shoe. And I've also drawn in the outsole here. I'll put these on the Discord. So I have one here now for the thumbnail sketches, which we'll use today. And then I've got a bigger one for when we have some design ideas that we like. So I'll put these in the Discord and I'll make some for the Jordan silhouette. And really, I haven't got to that stage yet with you guys, but when you're designing a shoe, your last comes first. So you always want to start with your last, which determines the shape of your shoe and the silhouette. For this shoe right now, we're starting with an Air Max 1 silhouette. So I have a bit of a runner shape and be a bit more narrow than the Jordan 1 last. But this is a good place to start using lasts that are easily available rather than making your own. So you have your underlay. I recommend using this as well for any footwear design or industrial design, like a layout pad. So you can get these at art stores. A layout pad is 50 GSM. So what that means is it's not quite tracing paper, but it's also like not quite printing paper. But in industrial design, footwear design, where you're sketching every day, loads, you're just churning out sketching. It's good because it means you can do one sketch and then you can put it under here and you can trace it, but the paper is still good enough quality where it's not tracing. So I can see my underlay here and I'll just use this as a guide. And also another thing I like to do at this stage, the way I work, I like to work up loads of designs, just get them all out of my head, have a look at the shapes I'm creating, like just getting it all out on paper, I'll put it on the wall, I'll take a step back. To start this off, I do quite small sketches and I call them thumbnails. I even use a Sharpie, because if you use a Sharpie, because of the thickness of the line, you can't get into too much detail. So it really means that you're focusing on the main lines of the shoe and really the key parts of the pattern and the silhouette. And you're not really getting into the detail of like, okay, there might be a little thing here, a little eyelet here. Like, I think it's good to just keep it. If you think of good design, classic design that's iconic, you can draw it. I don't know who said this, but it's true. You can draw a good famous design in 3-4 lines. Like I can draw a Jordan 1 in just a few lines, the wings, the bone piece, and you'll know what it is. And that's true of all design, chairs, cars, like there's a few lines and they're iconic for that reason. So that's where I start. So yeah, I'm just gonna spend the next hour just like sketching some ideas. Feel free to jump in with any questions or like any insights or any feedback on the shoe. Anything you'd like to see, I'll talk through my ideas as I'm sketching. I've never really sketched live. I did a little practice session yesterday on Instagram, but yeah, let's just see how it goes, and maybe I can try load up some music as well. I'll load up some music so we can listen to that. And then yeah, just 1 second. How's that sound? Is everyone still in here? Should have prepared this. Right, I'm gonna play some music. I need you guys to tell me if you can still hear me over the music, because it's gonna be the same speaker. Right, give me a shout if that music's too loud, and I'll turn it down. And yeah, all right, let's see. Let's spend the next hour coming up with these sketches, seeing where this design goes. So I tend to always just draw a straight line underneath. Outsole right now, we're not really going to get into it. Like maybe next week we'll talk about the outsole. We actually had a really exciting chat today about an outsole for the LSS shoe, working with Glad Soles. Shout out Glad. They're based here in our workshop, and go check them out on Instagram. They're making outsoles. And when you're starting a sneaker brand, you have two options, really. Like you can go off the shelf or you can make your own molds. And if you're making your own molds, it's going to be expensive. You're talking about $1,000, $800 for each tooling, each mold. But then most factories will have a minimum order on that. So most sneaker brands, even those with money, they just pick off the shelf outsoles. There's lots of good ones out there. There's some people on Instagram selling them from China. So the outsole right now, I'm not going to swear. I always tend to do like this Ripple Vibram outsole. I just like it. It's quite aggressive. But I'm going to focus more on the upper in today's session, and we'll get to the outsole a bit later in the coming weeks. So in yesterday's sketch session where I cheated and got ahead a little bit of this session, I was really focused on if we're gonna have 3 shoes, 1 beginner, 2 intermediate, and 3 the expert. I want to design a shoe that's like simple and then a shoe that's complex. And I'm starting with this simple mode, and I'm really like, how can I reduce? If I think of a Cortez or a Blazer, how can I reduce this down to simple elements? A very simple shoe, but at the same time, it's got a unique design and a design identity to it that, as LSS, we can build a brand around. If you saw it in the store, you'd know it comes from us, and that's kind of the design challenge right here. Like I'm thinking mud guards, ice stay, counter, 3 pieces. Maybe we'd have to have some sort of like vamp in here, but like keeping it real simple to this point. So we've got a vamp, we've got the vamp, we've got the quarter. Maybe we have like a little heel tab in here and moustache. That was a bad line. But these are the things. So like I've got 1, 2, 3. Then we've got our quarters and vamp. But just focusing on those like 5 or 4 key pattern pieces is what I'm going to be starting with. And then as I go along, I'm going to make it a bit more complicated. So a question, LJ, do you avoid sketching ideas that are too close to other shoes, or is that part of the development process? That's a good question. If you're fixated on another shoe, I recommend sketching it out and see how you can evolve it, see how you can push it away. So on our mood board reference, I always recommend, even though this is full of other shoes, try and not take references from other shoe designs. See if you can take references from fashion, from automobiles, from cars, from furniture, from nature. If you get your references from other places that aren't shoes, you're already going to be starting an original point. And that could be from the shapes to the colors, anything. But if you do have a design that is heavily inspired by, like for example, ours is inspired by a Cortez or a Blazer where it's very simple. How can you draw it on your sheet and then just evolve the designs and just trace it, keep tracing it, and you do it enough times, you iterate, it's gonna become your own thing. So it's not really stealing, but it's using it as a starting point and then just growing it from there. Is what I recommend. If that makes sense.
Stitching can be unique.
Stitching can be unique. Who's this Boski Lobo? Yeah, like, do you know what? On stitch, I'm not even thinking about stitching too much on this level. These sketches are like real simple. I'm not even going there in my mind too much. So for this, I'm thinking, how can I exaggerate this mudguard and this counter? This classic on a sneaker, like you have your mudguard and your counter. How can I exaggerate and make it even more aggressive? So what if like the counter comes out all the way? Sorry, the mudguard comes out all the way like here, and then maybe we've got the counter piece sort of like they're kind of pointing at each other like this. these two pieces, one and then maybe the quarter. Let's see, we've got I'll keep it with a really simple I stay. Heel tap. And then maybe, so I drew this yesterday, but I love this idea of the MX1 on the mudguard to counter. It has that little line that they try and hide by making it the same color. They do that to reduce leather. You find it all over shoes. But I like this idea of like doing that, but making it a design detail. So this will be the shoemaker's shoe. So all these design details, we want to exaggerate the construction method. So like it's quite obnoxious just to put that line straight through there. Maybe it could even be like a little zigzag stitch, but like really just exaggerating. Like, yeah, we did like a butt seam, closed seam here, just to exaggerate the manufacturing process. And when I'm sketching, I often use like a thicker outline to go around the side. Just highlight things a little bit. Right, cool. So let's move it on. Do you know what I want? I want people in the chat sketching along that whole.
Yeah. That would be sick.
If people want to do that, like I know some people in Discord, they share their designs, and we have our shirt at the end, but we have our Figma. We've jumped into another tool that will allow people to post their designs in there, and over time we can see how everyone's work has just like evolved. So if anyone is up for sharing their stuff, get in the Discord and we can work out how to do it on a tool called TL Draw. So like, how can I move this on a little bit? Maybe this is all connected. In a bit, guys. Good to see you. In a bit, bro. Take it easy. Oh. Yes, the link's in the Discord. Yeah. I'm gonna post on. In a bit, bro. What Fraser's sketching. We need to work out a multi-camera thing where we get other people sketching on here. Sketching sessions. I know Fraser's working on a basketball shoe project. Kind of sick. There's no basketball brands coming from the UK. Should be a first. So here I just like extended the mudguard and counter. Just one big one. And like if you know the MX1, you know that line comes in right here. But what if we kind of like exaggerate that and just put two others here? Two other these closed seams. All of a sudden we've got all these panels going on. But yeah, if you're not a sketcher and like sketching isn't your forte, or even you don't like sketching because it can be frustrating because you can't create the shapes that are in your head, I would say stick with it. If you want to work in footwear in the footwear industry, sketching is essential. Getting junior jobs in the footwear industry is all about your sketching, visualizing your ideas. If you really hate sketching and that isn't your thing, then think of other ways you can visualize ideas. It might be 3D, it might be making models. For some, it might just be shoemaking itself. My business partner Thomas, when he comes out with designs, he just jumps straight onto a last and sketches them out there and starts making the shoe. He doesn't even mess around with pen and paper. Everyone's different.
Sadly, that's how I learned.
Yeah.
Kind of more like Thomas still.
Yeah, I mean, if you're working in industry, if you're working in footwear industry, this you will need to get good at sketching, because it just becomes a tool to communicate designs to the team, to marketing teams, to your team. You have to, when you're working in design in an industry, you need to sell your ideas to your peers. So sketching is essential for that. But right now, if we're shoemakers doing our own brand, the quality of the sketches doesn't even matter. It's just about us exploring these ideas and working out what we want to see.
I want to see you get better on the lights. Essential.
Could be a bit of branding here. This one's got a bit wavier. Be like a 12 or something.
The island is interesting still. The third island.
It's got like a 7 foot.
98.
Yeah.
More than 98.
Yeah, true. This way. So, okay, once I've done that, got my first sheet of sketching. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now, I'm going to pick one. Actually, which one are you guys feeling? I'm going to iterate on one of these designs. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one shall I select to be my underlay for the next sketch? Let me know. Samantha, 3. Thank you, Samantha. You were first, so let's move that one on. The wavy Douglas Costa as well. All right, interesting. People going with the 3. Cool. Seren, 2, 3. Let's look at 3. Got the most votes. So yeah, layout pads. I love these for everything. Always using them. You get them A4, A3. We've even got A2 ones here. So okay, there's some feedback. I like the fluidity of 3, very organic. Yeah, okay, so K and GTS. Let's build on that organic fluidity in this design. The Ferro. This means for our case we have to design outsoles based on already existing outsoles, so we can't really afford to make them from scratch. Yeah, exactly.
We can get brands.
The Ferro, yeah. So let's go over outsoles. So your outsole options. What are you lying around? So here's a Vibram outsole, and in the UK you can buy these Vibram outsoles from Charles Birch. You Google Charles Birch, and if you're in another country, Vibram will have an official distributor. If you're in Italy, you're lucky because that's where they're from. And these are often sold to cobblers for resoling. You can also these ones are from an outsole company called Forever. And really, most startup shoe brands, what they do is they work with a developer and a manufacturer, and they source different outsoles that fit your shoe. If you are starting from scratch, you have a limited budget, and you don't have a network of manufacturers or outsole suppliers, start with Vibram. Like they're probably like the best outsole manufacturer that isn't title brand out there. They're really good. Well, not the best. They're just like very global. They're around. Yeah. So these are quality products, and you can buy these from your cobblers. And these cost from about £12 to £20, depending on the outsole. So about like $10 to $25, depending on the design. And yeah, you're gonna, it can be frustrating because you're limited in design. But part of the design challenge, let's say I take this one. Like, how can I incorporate this into my design? This might be good inspiration right now. We're about to explore number 3, which is a bit more organic. So I could let's try it out. Like, I'll keep this here so people will see. Yeah, massive brands use them all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Big brands, yeah, you'll be surprised. So many big brands use off-the-shelf outsoles. Like, so many. Most shoe brands do use off-the-shelf outsoles. Mm-hmm. Obviously not Nike and Adidas. Is there a possibility of making outsoles in-house? It's difficult. There is. You can get into 3D printing molds and pour in rubber and silicone into them. And in fact, we're working with Glide Souls. Hopefully, we're working with Glide Souls on this project. In the future live stream, we'll get them on and we'll talk about that process. It is a lot of trial and error. It's a whole other thing. Like if you're learning to make shoes, that's enough. That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
Making outsoles again is another big thing. But it can be done, and it's still in its early days. So like in a year's time with this, we would love to be able to sell a range of outsoles to you guys that you could buy and use for your own brands. This is a banger. Shout out Last Japan on the music right now. It's from Last Japan. That was a collaboration with AJ Tracy and Last Japan, actually. This track, Last Japan, Blade Sketches. Oh, Blade Sketches is the name of the track I'm sketching. All right, so let's move back to the sketches. So let's say, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's got like these lines coming through. So I'm going to try my best to draw it. It's got a big piece of foxing at the top. Comes down like that. And then the design is quite simple. Oh, I fucked that one. It's close enough, but then it's got like this other little line that comes in here like that. Close enough. But then let's just say this is our design. Design goes quite well because this is organic. So then I could this line coming in here, I could sort of like play off these lines that are coming through. Just come into that mug guy. And then maybe this ice stay piece can like play into these lines that are coming in here. But as you can see, like I haven't even iterated on that design too much, but just like small steps, and as you move it along, it kind of changes. I didn't have this. It's got like a kind of arch in here.
Yeah, it does look like a good design, to be honest. So it was more like a safety boot.
Yeah, it is. You'll notice a lot of vibrant outsoles that are accessible to you that you can buy. A lot of them are like utility based, so they'll be for like work people, like hikers that are just like wanting their trail boots, or construction people that want something waterproof and protective. So they're pretty like durable, and if you're looking for more of a sneaker running shoe, it could be a bit harder to find. Or there is a good place to check out, and I'll post it in the Discord. Maybe someone can post it in the comments if they know. Is Yishine Outsoles, who's based in China. He sells loads of outsoles, and I think he does about 5 pairs for $100. He might have put up his prices, but he does like 5 sample pairs for about $100, which is also a great place to start. So let's do another one of number 3. A cold wall vibes. Yeah, it has a little bit.
That's where it's coming from.
I rate a cold wall shoes, like I think that's sick. Oh, we're doing this outside. Let's switch up this track. Very ambient. Bust down. This is why people ask me to spit bars on my Instagram last year because of it.
This is a track.
Right.
Sneakers.
Sneakers and bars.
We want sneakers.
Coming soon.
Where's my sneakers?
Open mic, open skit.
I'm waiting for the drop. Spit some bars. Yo, London. It's cool. If you don't know, get to know.
Yeah, I reckon maybe this could be. I don't know where it's going. This big kind of piece.
I don't know, that island's really giving me something. Yeah. Go put one outside, I think.
Yeah, just a couple of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to go about it as well. Like, oh no, reload it. Often when I'm sketching, like if I don't have a specific design in mind, I'll just like, you know, like when you're a kid and like you do all the scribbles and then you draw characters out of the scribbles, and color it in. Like it can be a way, like just if you're creating a quite organic design, which is always the sort of designs that I've done, like just to like follow like the flow of the pen, like. Sometimes
it's not that easy, sir. It's not that easy. Yeah, see, everyone here is going to be a witness of my progress in sketching. Look at shoe loss, so
yeah, it's one of them things that just takes practice.
So Samantha asking the questions about the lasts, just to be giving you an answer.
Oh. I can't lie, I never used Discord. I clicked the link, it just says invalid.
Really?
Alright.
Send us again.
Can you post that link in the Discord link?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. Where have you got it? If you post that in the comments, I'll just send it to you on WhatsApp. All right, it's just going to post that in it's read only. Where will the LSS branding go on this design? That's a good question. I haven't thought too far yet. It will be quite minimal. The branding will be quite minimal. It could just go on the little hills up here, definitely on the tongue. If you see our logo, you see in the top left there. I don't really want to blast the logo too much. Like, I want to keep it quite minimal. That's just my personal preference. If you got ideas, let me know. Where could it go? Oh, Samantha, do you make your own shoe lasts or have recommendations on where to get deals for those also? So we sell shoe lasts. We sell Jordan 1s, Dunks, Air Max 1s. You can make your own shoe last, so you can go to Springline in Northampton, or if in another country you find a last maker and they can make you a master last. It costs like about £300 to £400 depending on what you ask them. I would, if you do that, what you'd want to do is you take a reference, take some shoes to reference, and you'd be like, I want this shape. Again, if you're starting out with limited funds, start with a Jordan 1 last or Air Max 1 last. It's a good place to start. As you work out your design, when you have a bit more money, you can always go and get your custom last made, or it's something you can speak to your manufacturer about as well. Did it work?
Yeah, brilliant.
Cool. It's quite delayed here. So Ish has posted a link to the Discord in the chat right now.
When is the way to press it?
I think so. Who asked about the logo, the branding? Broski, you tell me, what do you think about the branding? Where should it go? Like, could do like one big LSS logo. always with sketching as well. Like I just did a line that I hated. I hate this design, but always finish your sketch because you don't know what's gonna come out. There might be something in it. It's all good practice. Like don't get too bogged down on the ones that aren't working out for you. Yeah, I mean now I finished the sketch, I don't hate it as much.
Who's music not coming up?
Maybe because you posted it.
Probably got remade.
What sort of last you guys going to use for your shoe? So we're going to start these sketches are based off the Air Max 1 last. So my underlay, this is the Air Max 1 shape. So we're starting with Air Max 1. As we move the design forwards, when we get into more detail on future sketches, so the next part of this process that I'll do next time is picking these designs and blowing it up, like drawing more detail in the shoe, in the design. Like here's the MX1 last here right now. It might be that we change it up a little bit. Like at this early stage, I'm just thinking about general upper design, and I haven't really got that far. But it's based off the MX1 right now, subject to change. But we'll see how we go. Bow ski LeBeau. First thoughts are to incorporate it into the heel counter, more sewn, so like embroidered. I think he means the logo, right?
Almost like the trousers, no?
Yeah, I mean, if we have the logo coming into this heel counter. But here would fit quite nice. Just be like, yeah. That's my bad attempt at the LSS logo. Shout out Eric Q, who designed our logo. So another tip I mentioned last time, if you're starting a shoe brand, often the perception of your brand and from buyers industry is heavily based on the quality and professionalism of your communications, of your graphics, of your visuals. Working with a graphic designer who's a professional can go a long way in just making you seem bigger than you are, which is important for a start brand. So working with a very good graphic designer, trusting them, letting them do their thing. Even though I'm a graphic designer myself, or I have worked in graphic design, I got someone else to design our logo who's better than me at graphic design for these reasons. So I recommend doing that. And like, if you got no money to pay them, do a shoes, make them a pair of shoes, do them a swap.
Surely won't say no.
Probably won't say no.
Adidas vibes. Huh? This one's gonna be Adidas vibes.
Yes, it is Adidas. Sometimes when you sketch and sketch, you just create a crazier and crazier design in that. Sometimes you need to simplify. Sometimes if I'm not doing outside, I'll just leave it blank like this. You know, even though this is really simple, like, if it's something about the shoes, I wanted to have like a classic like look where you can look at shoemaker will look at that and be like, I can make that. I know exactly how to make that. But at the same time, I want it to have some sort of. I don't want it to be. Yeah, I don't want it to be like a Cortez or a Stan Smith or a raceable shoe like that. I want it to be a bit more future than that. Like maybe a bit more inspiring.
Try flat sole.
Like a more
of a Van sole. More flat. But that same design as well, mate.
Like the glide sole.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to do an asymmetrical design, which means on the other side it will be different, you can just reverse your shoe, reverse your design even, and then just sketch the other side. I tend not to draw shoes in 3D too much. And actually, even if it were designed, like a lot of successful very good footwear designers just work on 2D. When you send your tech pack to the factory, which a tech pack is your specification document, when you send that to the factory, it's always usually in 2D. Let's see, Boski. Not but embroidered, but in the counter shape. Might not be mass production viable though. So, do you mean like embroider the whole thing, like LSS? Like, do you mean like here, like LSS at the back of the shoe, like here? Let me know. Oh, this has got something for me. You know, if it helps you, like I tend not to get into colors too much, but like in terms of like color blocking, if you want to see your design and like take a step back. It's got a bit of tone to it. Oh my days. Fuck that man. God, admit it's quite weird drawing, sketching live. It's like having someone watch over my shoulder. It's definitely a challenge.
You're doing great, mate. Doing pretty good.
All right. Someone pick which one should we iterate on next? 5, 6, 7, or 8? Which one you feeling?
I think this is my favorite track. Getting a lot of 6s here. 2 6s, 1 8.
What we got? Let's see. 6 or 7. I think 6 might be the winner though. Oh, I wanted to do 8.
Yeah, we got a few 8s.
Let's do 6 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Two studios.
Studio Encore. Right, so if I want to do a design, I always like to just like highlight it. So in the 6, for me, I'm liking this heel counter. I'm liking the branding placement. This has got like a bit of an Adidas thing going on here with the ice stay. For the 8, I'm liking this oval shape that's developing in here. And you've got the counter and the mudguard poking into this circle shape, which I think is interesting. So let's play around with those. Div kit number 5. Yeah, this sole unit. Yeah, sometimes it's good just to keep it blank or simple and just kind of see the shapes that are coming through. On to the next one. All right. So let's try 6. So I'm liking this piece coming in here. Simple outsole. Where should we go with this? What happens if this piece is sort of like wrong line? The mudguard is matching the line that's coming through. Got a vamp. It's got sound going on there. LSS logo. Okay, let's try 8. So here we have this kind of circle coming through. Oh, what if that was just that one big circle? Like that. I kind of fucked up the sketch here, but I was like, if this could be the ice stay piece coming at the top.
Double ice stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this line comes through.
It's probably something else too.
Sneaky. I swear this has helped me with a mental block I have about sketching. I can sketch, but it usually takes me half a day trying to be a perfectionist. Yeah, honestly, most of these sketches I'm doing, inside I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it's not how I want it to look. But, you know, you do 10 sketches, one of them is going to be promising. It's gonna lead on to something. And when I find a design that I like, let's just say it's this one for argument's sake. When I blow it up to this size, I'll draw that like mudguard line, this mudguard coming to counter line. I'll be doing that like 20 times, trying to find that perfect sort of swoop through. I think it's hard for me to do it now with the live stream you're watching, but like it's really like just thinking about these as like little napkin sketches. They don't mean anything. Don't be precious with them. Doesn't matter if you just like draw something right side in here. Because we'll just sketch it again. I think that's how I was taught with sketching it. You're not making art here. It's just a design sketch, design process. So I was liking the way the counter and the mudguard are coming. I've got this like big gap here. Yeah, and I'm not a particular like good like drawer either. Like I can draw shoes because I just have drawn a lot of shoes in my time. But it's mostly just shoes and graffiti I can draw. I can write my name and like anything else. I'm not the greatest drawer at it. Like it's just doing this 2D view of a shoe and just working with a few lines is just practice that. Like it doesn't take long to get control of it. The double ice day. 6 and an 8. Which one was a double ice day, Fraser? Was it this one? Yeah, let's try and bring it into this. It was like made up of that circle. Oh yeah.
You'd have to be alternated.
Quite like that shape that just came out here. Imagine your laces like going across like this shape.
Oh, like under it.
Yeah,
Under that pattern.
sound like that. Could be interesting.
Could be onto something though. Still.
Yeah. Also, if you're interested in sketching and getting better at sketching, one thing my design tutor always taught me sketching: never use a pencil, because with a pencil you can rub it out, you can erase it, and you'll draw that line and be like, I want to do it again. Just move on to the next sketch, you'll get way better quicker. Always draw in pen. It just means you'll be way less precious with it as well. Like pencil, it puts you in the wrong mode. So I use Sharpies, and then I recommend these two pens are my favorites. Got a V7 high-tech point. You can find these everywhere in the UK. Oh, can you see? I think, yeah, I got this from the post office. V7 high-tech point. It's like my medium line. And then this pen, Pilot G-Tech C4. It's like my thin line. So when I get into more detail, I'll bring out these thin ones. This one's quite interesting. Some D-shaped eyelets. Do you mean like the boot eyelets that are like that? Like so what you mean? Like, yeah, what are they called?
Like ski hooks.
Yeah, they're like ski hook eyelets. They're like this. If that's your lace. This one has got a Hirachi vibe. Right, let's pick a winner. What are we on? 9, 10, 11. I'm trying to find out what the best industrial design pens are. These ones are. I rate these ones. These are good in industrial design sketching pens. I like them. I'm left-handed, so these don't smudge for me. Well, actually, they don't smudge really bad. But usually they don't smudge when it's had a second to dry. See, yeah. I think, yeah, this one I love because it doesn't smudge at all. If you're a left-hander, you know the pain.
Left-handers.
Let's see what these guys are saying. 10. These guys are liking 10.
Number 10. That's on the last spreadsheet.
10, 10, 10s. 12. Let's give 10 a go. Do you know what? I want to mark like the one that people picked
For the follow-up.
Yeah.
Over here was number 1, I think.
Where's my red?
Over here was number 1, I think. Oh, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Yeah, it's 3. Wasn't it? And then this one.
And that one.
This one was 6. That people picked.
Yeah.
They
And
kind of picked 8, but
Picked
I
8
didn't
as
know
well.
that. Alright, we'll do 10.
Then it is.
Pick
then
up the
it is.
left-handers. Yeah. All right, so let's do. What time are we on? Oh, let's do one more sheet here. Let's just keep going, one more sheet, and then I think we might call it a day before our batteries run out. On our next course, we'll be just moving this on. I think I'll do some sketches throughout next week, and I'll be getting into more detail next time, like taking some design ideas and just moving it forward. And yeah, based on some of the feedback here as well, like it's interesting. We've got an evolution. Like we went from 3 to 6. Now, like we've got the 10 here. It's nice to see what people like. Right. So what did I do on the previous one that I was liking? Is it 10 they said? Yeah.
You're right.
I'll try this.
You're right. Oh, you got left hand arm moving.
Oh, this is looking way too big.
What one is the ACW soul unit that they say? 7.
It was one a while back. It might have been 8.
Someone just said try number 10 with the.
What was the ACW soul unit I did?
I think it was number 3. What's that page that you're missing there?
This is from earlier.
Oh, no numbers. No, it was. I think it was 7.
No, I swear it was this. What one was it? Douglas, can you remember? I'll be honest, like sometimes when I'm sketching as well, like I'll just do some like crazy stuff. I'll just like keep going, almost being subconscious about it, like trying to not sweat it too much or fixate on the design. And then I'll have a sleep and come back tomorrow, and you'll see it in a totally different light. So I often do that.
Almost like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's it.
What's the scamper, Fraser? What's the scamper method of designs? Tell us about the scamper method. I don't know about that. Maybe a little Brendan here. Oh yeah, can you get some photos?
Yeah.
Can you get some video as well?
Yeah.
Like from Bruce?
Remove this guy.
Yeah, Fraser, write up what this scamper method is. I wanna hear more about this. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm iterating on number 10 again. What do I want to do with this? Scamper, substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, reverse. I like that. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of effectively what we're doing. Like we're substituting, combining, trying to adapt and modify. I like this idea of reversing. Yeah. I think I do that unconsciously or just like when I'm going through, but I didn't know that had a name. Scamper. I like it. I want to write that down. Where is it? So substitute, combine. Adapt, modify. Put to another use. Eliminate and reverse. Yeah, that's sick. I'm into that. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Now we've got a name, Scamper. Is that something you do at design school, Fraser? You're in your studies. Is that a process you do there? You hear that?
Yeah. That's sick still.
Into it.
Self-combine. Easy to remember as well.
Yeah. Well, I gotta remember those ones. It's a good name, Scamper. Scamps. Right. Not sure what to take as 10 right now. I kind of want to interrupt. I want to take the shape that's actually coming through here. Could have some line. Bono's thinking that. I'm gonna Google that one. Yeah, I think it's all about like whatever gets your ideas flowing. Like someone asked before, like this is a great example. Someone said before, if you've got, sorry, I forget who asked it, but they said if you've got a design in your mind, how can you move away from that? Well, Fraser's Scamper method right there. What we're doing here, like taking it, evolving it, combining it, adapting, modifying it. You know, you steal it, you take it at the beginning, but when you put it through that process, when you sketch around, iterate, you evolve it, it'll come out different, and it'll come out more reflective of you as well, because it's been through your designs, your design process. Let's try it. So here I'm taking this shape and just combining it into one here. What do you prefer, minimal branding or quite bold and in your face? By my personal preference, just in terms of what I wear, is minimal branding. Having said that, as a designer or a consultant for a brand, that doesn't mean I'm going to say that you should do that and it should be minimal. If your logo is strong and you want to make a statement with your brand and you want to put it on the shoe and that's what the design is, it makes total sense. I mean, like, look at Nike shoes. Like, it would be really hard for a startup brand today to create a new logo like that, put it on a shoe, and people accept it. Like Off-White did it with the big arrow on the side, and it works. Baby and Ape did a twist on that, and they made a star. Adidas got their 3 stripes, but yeah, I think sneakerheads, people in shoes, can be very conservative when it comes to what shoes to pick. And sometimes a logo can like turn someone off completely from a design. So it might be that you want to risk it. I think it all depends on your brand, on your customer, and what they wear really. Like, do they wear a lot of logos or do they not? Little help here, please. Is there anything I'm supposed to do my end to be able to type on the Discord channel? On the type bar, it says this channel is read only. All right, let's get this sorted, Farah, before we lock off.
She's probably not picking the right channel.
You might be in the wrong channel.
Pick intros.
Go into intros. The link we gave you yesterday. All right, 1 second. There are some read-only channels, but I think if you look, you see my phone here. Like, this is the Discord. If you're on your phone, if you're on desktop, it looks different. But if you swipe left, then you'll see all these channels. If you go to workshop, showcase. Oh, sick! We've got people posting in here right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been replying as much as I can.
Yeah, it should be in here. Can you not see the channels, the Pharaoh? Give me a DM after this on the LSS account, and I can help you. Yeah, it's nice to see people are sharing in the Discord, guys. I would love to put that in the in our big Figma, in the big brainstorm thing. If you guys don't mind, I'll get your permission in the Discord, but it would be cool to put everyone's work in there and to see it evolve. Which is what I just did. All right, before we go, pick a winner: 13, 14, 15, 16. And this is a design that I will pick up on Monday and evolve a bit further. Which one we feeling? Yeah, Discord can be a bit complex and overwhelming, but it is quite powerful. There's a lot you can do on it. 14. Next to the scamper. Right, guys. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. This helps us get the subscribers up. We're gonna be doing. I can announce it here. We're gonna be doing a YouTube show soon, and we got some big guests. The first one. The first guest is actually, they were TikTok's biggest musician from last year. They're a TikToker, and they're actually working on us with a shoe brand as well. So we'll be launching 2 shoe brands this year at LSS. It'll be the London Sneaker School shoe, and also we're incubating and working with a new shoe brand coming out of the UK, which I'm excited to share that. Probably soon, next month. But on our YouTube, we're going to be doing a show where we make bespoke shoes for that person, and then the second guest is a very popular streetwear brand that I'm sure some of you will know. So yeah, YouTube is coming. We've got some plans, and thank you everyone for joining in. What's everyone saying the design they like? Mixed response here. Got a mixed response.
Oh.
What's the winner? Nah, it's 12.
Oh, winner.
I'd say 14. It's 14 and 16. This is 14. This is 16. Yeah. Any questions before we head out? Just answer them. We'll get to them now. And then share your work in the Discord. I'd love to see it. I'm happy to feedback on any designs, any help people want. Me and Ish will be in there. We can give some feedback, and I'm sure the community in there will feedback as well. Next week, same time, same place. We'll be doing. We'll be getting into some of these sketches, into some more details. Thank you, Div Kid. Thank you, Samantha. And any feedback you guys have got on the stream, things that we can do to make this better. We're here every day, so maybe we'll just do some more of these, but we'll definitely be Thursday 7 p.m. We'll be back doing this.
Yeah.
Shout out Aris, make a statement. What's going on? So what are we covering next? Oh, Teren, you're on Mat 34. All right, good to know. Okay. Yeah, feedback, same. Critical feedback, always good. Harsh feedback, I don't even care. I think it's definitely need to be open to all sorts of feedback. So yeah, I'll check those out. Mike, Teren. The Pharaoh, what are we covering next? Yeah, we'll be sketching this in more detail. So once you've got your thumbnail sketches, you've done hundreds of these, you're sick of your thumbnails, maybe you've got 5 directions that you like. The next stage is to get into more detail on the sketching. So I'll be doing some more throughout the week of these, and I'll share them on the Discord and the Instagram. I'll probably be asking for some feedback and stuff. And then next week we'll be getting into some bigger designs, and maybe we'll get some markers involved and just give this a bit of color and just explore the design a little bit more. So yeah, that's basically it. And thank you for joining, and we'll see you then in a bit.
Cheese.